Hi, everyone, and welcome back. I'm Rob Thomas, your everything Microsoft Cloud Architect. And today I'm going to jump into the process of actually building an AI agent using Microsoft. And that's what you're going to do with Copilot Studio, right? So I'm going to explain what is Copilot Studio, and we're going to jump into it. So I'm going to show you around, show you what Copilot Studio is, what it can do, kind of just show you the interface. And also in our next feature video after this one, I'm going to get into the specifics of actually building an actual agent. Now, without further ado, let's jump into this and give a shout out to our sponsors. And that is going to be for our enterprise software solution or software dudes, for any of your Microsoft SQL Server, Windows Server, SharePoint, Microsoft Office and Office 365 needs, and any of your advanced Microsoft Dynamics, customer journey, which is the marketing side, 360 Dynamics 365 sales, financial planning, and any of those advanced questions you might have on Dynamics. These are your guys, and also for your Copilot, Chat Copilot, Microsoft 365 Chat Copilot, and also your advanced Microsoft Copilot Studio questions, and also your Microsoft Azure workloads, anything on the Azure side, and also Microsoft Power BI. These guys are your guys. They are great. You can see their existing customers. I'm a customer, I'm a partner. I highly recommend them. You just click here, schedule a meeting to meet with them. And if you have any questions, they're open 24 hours. So this is really good for any small or medium-sized companies that have questions. You definitely want to reach out to these guys. And they are the sponsor of this video. All right. So let's jump into this. So let's just dig into truly what is a Copilot Studio, right? So we've all used Copilot. I've walked you through it, and using Copilot in Word and Teams. But here's the reality. The basic Copilot doesn't know your company's confidential HR policies. It doesn't know your unique inventory codes, or the custom workflows you've pre-built in your Power Automate. It's a great general expert, but it doesn't know your secret. And today I'm going to introduce to you a solution, and that's going to be Microsoft Copilot Studio. So, and what I want to do is just going to jump over here and just kind of really show you, because we talked about this in previous videos and thoroughly, but I want to get into this. I want to talk about the actual studio, the whole process of creating an agent, and showing you how, and just basically explaining what is Copilot Studio, right? And basically, this is a low-code development platform that lets you build a custom AI agent tailored specifically to your organization's unique data and systems, right? If you ever wanted a AI agent that was truly yours, like in your platform, and you can do some cool stuff with it, Copilot Studio is where you go to spin this up, create it, and get it working, right? So let's go ahead and take a quick tour. Now, let me jump over into, let me get out of this. I want to jump over into right here. Let's go here. All right, so let me first tackle one of the biggest challenges. It's not a big challenge, but it's a little frustrating challenge. Like, how do I get to Copilot Studio? So let's say you log into your Office 365, you're in, and you want to go to Copilot Studio, and it's nowhere here. And mine is a little aggressive because I went in and I spun up a lot of trials, so I have access to a lot of advanced, tools and systems, stuff like that. But at first glance, right, you'll see chat. You probably won't see all of these because it'll be kind of like drop down, but you'll go here by, one way is to get there really quickly is just click this and it'll take you to the agent and you'll get to the studio and you can start building. But you don't want to go that way. That's just a really super shortcut for super advanced users, right? You're really going to start with apps. You'll say, hey, I'm going to come to apps. I'm going to look for it. And you're going to run into the problem because the app doesn't exist. You can't find it. And it's because it's buried under Power Apps. I don't know why, but it is, right? So if you click on Power App right here, Power App Home, and then you go to the Power Platform, you're going to see Copilot Studio right there. So you can just right click and pull it up. The other way you can get to Copilot Studio is just, and you can see here, and I was showing you on the slide, you could just go to copilotstudio.com right there. And then that will take you right to your Copilot Studio. So actually, let's do it live. I can pull up another one. Let's pull up another one. Right. Boom. We're here. So we're now in Copilot Studio, right? So that's the journey of you just trying to figure out how to log into Copilot Studio and figure it out. Now, first, as I explained earlier, what is Copilot Studio? It's an AI-powered low-code platform. That low-code part is the key. It means business professionals or citizen developers, and they can build these unique solutions without writing code. Now, the core mission is data grounding. We want to solve an AI memory problem. We need an AI solution that knows our website, like we've seen here, enterprise software solution, and we use them as an example, right? So, but also our secure internal files. So, and that's the beauty of this. Like, it lives in an ecosystem, and I want to be able to access everything that I'm doing inside of Microsoft, inside of this whole Microsoft ecosystem with all these advanced super apps. I want to be able to not only, I've showed you that you can use chat to interact with them, but I want to be able to I want to build some custom agents with this tool to interact with all that data, right? So let's get started. Because I want to show you this interface and what it looks like. So now you get here, you're going to have your home screen. You basically can come in here. You can actually talk to it to say, hey, use words to describe what the agent, should do. So you can start the process of creating the agent. But usually what you'll do is you'll come into create and you'll click new agent and you'll start that process of creating your agent, giving it a name and going down that path, right? But let's go ahead and just really I have some agents here I created. So I'm just going to click on my Outlook agent, and you're going to see once the agent, you go through that process and you started creating a blank canvas, and this one isn't a blank canvas. Let's say you had a blank canvas one. And your agent is really built from the tabs that are located here, right? So we'll start with the knowledge tab, right? So this is your basic tab here, which is going to say, the name of the agent, the description, orchestration, do I want to leverage, what type of AI model I want to leverage, the analytics around it, the instructions that I give it, and the knowledge. And we're going to talk about this knowledge here right now. And then if I click on the knowledge, this is where you feed the AI its memory. I mean, you can add public sites like a website, but more importantly, you can connect it securely to a SharePoint site and other enterprise data. So this is how AI learns your specific policies, right? So, just quickly show you here. I can go in here, OneDrive, SharePoint. I can connect it. I connect it to a public site. I can add an address. And when I say like knowledge, let me click back out, right? So I can basically say that I want to upload a file. So let's say I created a knowledge base where I have all of this documentation that I'm explaining these things, how to use the software, and I have a background in Salesforce and SAP and stuff like that. So let's say I was building like my own SAP infrastructure, and I had a website, and I just want to dump a bunch of stuff on there. I can upload all that file into that knowledge base. And what's going to happen is that this agent is able to access that knowledge and pull all that data from there. So that's the beautiful, cool thing about knowledge. Next, let's go to topics. I'm skipping around a little bit, but so topics manages the conversation flow. Now, if a customer says, I need help, the agent goes to their pre-built support request topic, which is like a script you design. And finally, and that's pretty much it. And then finally, there's tools, which is in previous time is action. But before I get into that, just kind of show you topics. I can add a description, a description from Copilot. I can do a blank and just add a flow. Let me show you. Let me leave. And let's look at one of these. Yeah, you can see here, right? So this is an Outlook agent, and basically this is, Outlook agent is basically going to say like, I'm going to create an agent that you can talk to, and then it'll automatically it'll schedule meetings for you, which is really, really cool, right? So this type of Copilot agent will go out. I talk to it and I'll say, hey, schedule a meeting for blah, blah, blah. And it'll go in and create a calendar invite, and it'll schedule that event inside of my Microsoft Outlook calendar. I also could say do some things like whenever emails come in, query that email, read the information, put that email and send me a notification. And then add it to my to-do list, which is just amazing. So I could just create all of this. I could just give this commands and it'll just create all these cool flows inside of here based off of leveraging all the tools that are at the top. All right. And that's where we get into tools, right? So tools is more of it used to be actions. So now it's just tools. And basically it allows you to start the process of connecting. So I can connect to Dataverse, which is actually my database on the back end with Microsoft Dynamics. I also connect it to Teams. I can also connect it to like flows, and execute steps and commands and stuff like that. So you can see here flows. And I can execute some things. I can also use the concept of MCP protocols, which is super cool, right? So this just gives you an idea of why tools are useful and make it great for you to do some cool things. I could also, with tools, trigger a Power Automate flow. So now that's the beauty of this. It's like with tools, I could say I created this cool automation with Power Automate flow. Then I can take it and basically combine that Power Automate flow with what tools in here with this Copilot agent. So you could see how I'm able to use other automations collectively inside of this infrastructure. All right. Now, building an agent is a continuous process that always starts with the business need, the requirements analysis. What problem are you trying to solve? Now, once you build and test, you publish it via a channel. So, just quick things. I don't have any activity, but I would have activities in here. And then I don't have any analytics because I haven't run this, but it would show like the analysis. And then these are where I was just talking about like publishing it to a channel, right? So this is the channel tab, right? So you can deploy your agent directly into Teams, which is really what you would, 90% of your use cases would be, because you're going to find yourself using Teams a lot. And I use Teams a lot, right? I live, die, I'm in Teams. I've migrated from some other tools that competed against Teams, like Zoom, loved Zoom. Teams, I could just do so much. Getting Zoom to integrate with Teams, with Microsoft 365, has been a challenge, right? So that's the beauty of this. I can publish it to an actual website, and then it'll create a URL, and I can put it in, and I can talk to that URL, and then that URL, I gotta demo it right here. So you can see here, I could talk to that URL right here, and then it'll communicate back into my, it'll execute that instead of me actually trying to talk to it inside of right here, right? So I'm able to test it, get it up and running, and I'm going to talk to after my agent is done, and I have it, doing all these cool stuff, creating meetings, converting meeting times, checking time zones, clarifying missing info, integrating with SharePoint, like doing all this cool stuff based off of the prompt. I'm able to talk to it from again, an app on a URL, and they'll be able to execute command. So, all right. So I hope that was helpful, right? I've given you fully the nuts and bolts of what is Copilot Studio and showed you an actual live agent. Now, Microsoft Copilot Studio is accessible. Again, it's a low-code platform that lets you stop adapting your business to general AI and start building AI that adapts to your business. So I encourage you, now visit copilotstudio.microsoft.com today. And let me quickly go back here. So visit this. Sign in and start defining the requirements for your first custom agent. Now tell me, what is the most complex internal process in your business? The one that requires the most manual searching that you want to simplify with a custom AI agent? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this guide helpful, give it a like, and be sure to subscribe for more deep dive tutorials on full Copilot ecosystem. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.